Hello, guys, and welcome back to our Monday live stream. We are streaming right now on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And in a second, we'll be live also on TikTok. and we have a lot to discuss this week. We've seen a lot of changes are happening, as happens every week. Social media monitoring, green card holders are being detained at the airports. We have a recent case of a green card holder who is married to a citizen. He was involved in the protests in the universities, and they showed up at his place of residence where he lives, in the area where he lives, and he was detained. No information for his lawyer. So it's interesting. It's interesting that some of these things are happening, and it's just good to be aware. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a lawsuit, and you know, it's not just gonna go like this. I mean, I know his attorneys are gonna sue the government, but it just shows you that even if you have a green card, if you violate a particular executive order, you could be detained just like that, right? I mean, it's just what it is. Anyway, welcome to our Monday live stream. Let me know where you are watching this. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Let me know where you are watching this. Drop me your name, location in the comments, and let's start the discussion. You have a lot of questions that you send me in advance. So yeah, let me know what you're thinking about, what you're worried about, um, and also people on TikTok. Hey, Asif, I see your message. It's it's just been, I think there's been a lot of messages coming in, and we are trying to respond to everybody. So if you don't get a response using the phone number in our bio, send me a direct DM, and I'll have one of my team members escalate that. But I do apologize because we're getting a lot of messages, and it's taking a little bit of time for us to respond. But we will respond to all of you guys. All right, guys. So we have a lot of people here. We've got Andrew from Southampton. And perfect. From the UK, amazing. We've got Atlanta, Chicago, Texas. Satarila. Well, not really. I think it's people need the advice. People need our services. People want to get information one-on-one, so they don't want necessarily to ask questions in public, right? So we give the option to people to book a consultation with us if they don't want to share their information live on the screen. But that's an option you can do. And if you want to join us live on TikTok, you can just request to join live, and I'll add you guys. So just start lining up, and I will add you in a minute. And if you want to join the live on YouTube, then I'll post the link right here, and you can join the live as well. Here's another good question from Titanic. Why do the USA image is so bad in the world? Why the land of opportunities convert to the land of office, poor country in 2025? So, I mean, actually, we get a lot of people ask this question. United States is known as the land of opportunity, but now with all these restrictions, with all the crazy stuff that is happening, people being deported, is it still worth coming here? I mean, I can tell you from my perspective as an immigration attorney. I mean, people are still coming, right? People are still calling. They want to get visas to build companies here. They get jobs. People getting married. So people are still coming. It's not, people are not intimidated. I mean, and even these deportations, they are happening, but they were happening under Biden as well. It's just that they were not as publicized as they're happening right now. So I don't think that it's going to stop people from coming in. Andy, I'm from the UK, still trying to get a green card. This is my 7th year in the US. Well, it's never too late. But if you guys want to join me on the live, feel free to join on the live. One of the things that people are asking me, and I think that we had a few questions, is about the visa bulletin. What's going to happen with the visa bulletin? It's going to come out probably in a few days, and I'll make a separate video on that. The problem is that you guys will see the backlogs continue. We still have a lot of backlogs. We have people are still stuck in MVC waiting for visas. I don't think the visa bulletin is going to is going to give us too many good news, unfortunately. EB3 is still backlogged. F2A is still behind. If you're married to a green card holder, you're still backlogged. There's worries and concerns about the travel bans. I mentioned in a video a few days ago that Pakistan and Afghanistan are the first to be targeted, and there might be more travel bans coming in. For the moment, we know about these two that are expected. So these are the things that you need to be aware of. But I think in terms of visa processing, 2025 is not going to be the year where you're going to get your visa fast. It doesn't look like that. Whether you're inside the United States or outside the United States, it just feels like things are very, very slow. All right, let's take a few questions here on TikTok, and then you guys on YouTube, if you want to join me on the video, please use the link on the screen. And if you want to join me on TikTok, you can also line up and ask your questions on video as well. All right, let's see. I have a green card, and if I go to my home country, it's a question from Ahmed, for a visit, is the ban going to affect me? If you are from Pakistan or Afghanistan, if there is a ban, even if you have a green card, you'll be fine. Obviously, you'll be able to board a flight and all that, but you might be stopped at the airport. They may question you further, but you should be able to come back to the United States. If you think about the bans that we've seen, under the first Trump administration, then green card holders were still allowed to come in. All right, let's see. Let's take a few questions here on Instagram. What about those Pakistani living in the Gulf countries having visit visas and I-130 siblings petition them? So if you have a tourist visa and there is a travel ban, then you won't be able to come into the United States unless there's a waiver. Mr. Itzin Verbeck, I'm an F1 status. What if I marry? Which status will I hold when ICE stops and ask? If you have an F1 status and you're going to marry, you're a citizen, you apply for adjustment of status, then you'll be adjusting your status. That's going to be your status. You're going to have your 45 receipt, and that's what you're going to show the immigration. If they stop you, that's your status. You should be fine. If they see that you're married, they're not going to do anything to you. Should I move my case from F2B to F1? My mom just became a citizen. I mean, it depends. Send me a DM. We can discuss it. I mean, it depends. Sometimes, those cases could be faster, but it's not always a good opportunity to do that. All right. So we've got a few here. People want to join us, and let's take our first video call here on YouTube. This is from Peter, and then we have Miss Sadie, who is waiting. I will get her afterwards. Peter, can you hear me?
Yes, good day.
Okay. Are you able to turn your video on?
No, because here is kind of dark. I'm not in the US.
Okay,
I'm outside.
no worries. Let me know where you're from and ask your question.
I'm from Nigeria.
Okay,
Yes, so I
what is your
actually have
question?
a couple of questions.
Yeah.
I'm married to a US citizen, and she filed for me June last year, 2024. So we're about in our 9 month, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just kind of wondering when are we going to get approved, and when am I likely to be in the US with her? Because the wait time is serious, the backlogs are serious, and
This is the marriage
only a,
case, right? She's a US citizen,
yeah,
right?
yes,
Yeah. So unfortunately, because you're from Nigeria, those Nigeria is, in particular, is one of those countries that has a very, very significant backlog. So even though you don't have to wait for the priority date because you're married to a citizen, the embassy is still very much behind. In fact, it's one of those embassies that also lost a bunch of officers, and which wasn't helpful. This happened beginning of the year. So I think for you, I mean, you've done probably maybe you've done one expedite. You can try to do that, but with Nigeria, there's not really much you can do unless you're able to move your case to a different post, which sometimes I recommend to do, but I don't know until I see. Um, you know, I need to see to learn more about your case to determine if it makes sense to move. But that's what I've been doing to some clients, getting them out of Lagos, moving them to a different post. All right,
okay, okay, all right.
all right.
Yes, sir. And
Thank you.
I want to ask another question before. Can I ask
Peter, we
another
have
one?
so many people waiting. I just feel bad
Oh,
because,
okay, okay, okay,
but like I said, I'm here every
okay.
Monday at 5 p.m. So come back next
Okay,
week and
so
I'll meet you again. I promise you.
all right. Thank you
Thank you, my
so much.
friend. Of course, we got a lot of people. I want to give everybody an opportunity, and then we'll take some more people from TikTok. Um, June is asking, are you able to take cases in Arizona? Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I mentioned it every time we do the live stream. We can take cases in Arizona, in California, anywhere. We are able to do this in 50 states, all 50 states, all over the world, because it's a federal law. So I can do this in any state. It doesn't matter where you are, and all the services online. And if you need my help, um, you know, we're trying to find the best ways for thank you Daljit, for clients to contact us. So if you're watching this on TikTok, there is a phone number in the bio. You can send me a text using that number or use the link and just leave your information there. That's probably the easiest way, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. I mean, it's getting a lot of inquiries right now, and we're doing our best to accommodate everything, but the best thing to do is use the number on the screen, on the in my bio. If you're watching this on TikTok, just screenshot it and do it during the live. If you do it during the live, it's much easier for our team to give you priority. And if you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, and on Instagram, you can see the number on the screen is the same number. Just write it down and send me a text during the live and say, I saw you on the live and I need you to help me set up a consultation so we can talk specifically about your case. And that will be very helpful for you guys as well, and for me too, be able to give you the attention that you need by looking at your case. um, a question from Silver: should I move my case from F2B to F1? My mother just became a citizen. um, like as I mentioned, it depends on your situation. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't make sense. um, Yes, the visa bulletin. I'll do a separate video about it, and it's probably coming up in the next day or so. And I'll be able to give you guys a better analysis of it. But it's not the news that I was expecting to. Um, I just got my B2 on February 20th. Will I be able to travel to the US in July? Please answer. Yes, if you have your tourist visa already in your passport, you should be able to travel in July. Absolutely. All right, let's take a video call on TikTok. I think Gabby's been waiting here, and I'll try to take as many as I can in the order that you are waiting for me. Gabby, how are you?
Hi, how are you, Jacob?
I'm doing pretty good. If your video is working, if you don't mind uploading
Yeah,
it,
for
yeah.
some reason it's not working. I tried.
Ah, okay, no worries, no worries. Let me know where you're from and ask me
Yeah.
your question. Yeah.
Well, I'm originally from Ethiopia. I'm
Okay.
asking this behalf of my sister's
Okay.
case. Uh, my sister, her husband, he's American citizen, which is he's born here.
Okay.
He's been applying for her since the process starts since 2019, actually. But she finally finished all the process, and then the NBC sent to for interview, but they did not give her appointment. It's been over a year. So what should she have to do?
So it's not that she's been denied. She just didn't get her appointment, right? Because
No, she's not denied. She didn't get the appointment.
she's waiting.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
just waiting. It's been over a year.
Yeah. So as I mentioned to the person before, the reason why she doesn't have her appointment yet is because the NVC is waiting for the embassy to open interview slots, and the reason why they're not opening interview slots is because they just over backlog. So you're saying it's been a year now?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been a year.
So I mean, I know a year is a long time, but I can tell you the average how much people are waiting from that region right now is about 14 to 16 months, just so you know. So I think at this point they can start following up with the NVC, see if they can do an expedite, whatever they can, to see if they get the attention of NVC. But if not, maybe you guys need to move this case to a different post. Maybe we need to do, it's too early for a lawsuit. Right now we're suing, we're suing Islamabad, we're suing even Lagos and a few other embassies. But those cases have been pending for a long time, over almost 2 years. Do you know what I mean? For you, I would do all these other things. Try to expedite. Try to communicate with MVC and see where it goes.
Yes, he did communicate with them. They tell him to just wait. They have
Yeah.
a lot of backlog. That's all the reason. But it's been over a year, so there's
Yeah.
not.
No, I know. I mean, a lot of people are waiting specifically for in that region. You have to keep doing what you're doing right now. Keep pushing the inquiries. And like I said, if you get to the point where we're passing a year and a half, we can explore maybe moving the case to a different post or a lawsuit, depending on where we are. But right now, you're kind of like still early to do certain things. Thanks, Nelly. You know what I mean?
Yes. One more thing. So, do we have to do anything, update or anything with them beside? Because
No. All you have to do is make an inquiry at least every few months. As long as you do that, your case will remain open, and that's really all we have to do.
Okay. Yeah, we did inquiry actually months ago, and they just this answer.
Yeah.
And just
No,
waiting.
I mean, like I said, right now you're in the waiting period. You're like
Yeah,
literally about a year.
from NBC,
Yeah.
everything, but we're just waiting for interview date being telling us. So that's all.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your
Of
time.
course.
Though.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
Abby.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so a lot of people are waiting for their interviews. Fortunately, NVC is backlogged, and depending where you're from in the world, is how your interview will be scheduled. And in many places, like as I mentioned, Lagos, Islamabad, Manila, those embassies are very slow right now, and it's very difficult to get people to get their interviews or anything from there. What about children of U.S. citizens? What's the backlog like for them? Thanks, Dajit. Guys, remember on TikTok we have the challenge, our hearts challenge. So don't forget about that. Thanks, Dajit. Let's get that challenge cracked. Children of U.S. citizens, as long as they're under 21, their cases should go faster. If they're over 21, they're in the backlog, unfortunately, and there's quite a bit of a backlog. FK is asking, would you advise to change status from B1, B2 to an F1 inside the United States? Well, it depends where you're from. If you change your status from a tourist visa to a student visa, there are some countries that if you go back later to get a visa stamping, thanks to Gita, appreciate it. If you're going to go back to get a visa stamping, then they will deny your visa because they're going to say, well, you came as a tourist, then you change your status to a student. We gave you the visa just to be a tourist. So be careful. Countries like, I know Israel, I know Colombia. I think I've seen this also in, I think in India, there were some cases, but mostly I've seen it like in Israel, Colombia, a few European countries where people who came here, as visitors, and they had tourist visas, and then they changed to an F1. Later on, when they went back home to get the stamping, the embassy denied them. They said that 214B, that their intention was to move to the United States, was not to be a tourist. So be careful when you do that. All right, let's see. Let's take Sadie, who's been waiting patiently on YouTube. Hey, Sadie, thanks
Hi,
for waiting. How are you?
I'm good. My question
Excellent.
is,
Where are you from, by the way? Where are you
oh,
located?
I'm actually in Atlanta, but I'm actually originally from Florida. I'm just visiting
Oh,
Atlanta
okay.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Right.
my question is, my husband is a permanent resident,
Okay.
and my brother-in-law wants to visit.
Okay.
Can he can visit up under my husband, right?
Of course. So
Okay.
his brother, does he have a tourist visa already?
No, he don't. He have to go through
Yeah.
all
So
that
he
stuff.
needs
I'm
to
just
go.
asking the
Yeah. He needs
question.
to apply for a tourist visa.
Uh-huh.
And then they're gonna ask him who's in the US, and he's
Okay.
gonna say, I have a brother who's in the US, and they're gonna say, okay, so show us proof that you're gonna go back,
Right.
that you're not gonna abandon your residence, and as long as you can
Mhm.
prove that, you should be able to get it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I know we had to go to Senegal for our stuff, but do he have to go do because I don't think Gambia's where he's from, but I don't know if
Yeah.
they do visas at all, or he
No,
have to
I
go
think
to the
I think
next.
I think it might be Senegal or even Nairobi that they're gonna send him for the. But
Okay,
they'll let him know when he applies for the appointment. They're gonna tell him which post
okay,
is. Okay.
okay, okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Sadie.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you. All right, let's see. We've got here Annalisa on TikTok. I'm on F1. Can I use my I-20 to show my status? I kept renewing my status. So that's a great question. So a lot of you guys here are student visas. You're worried that if ICE apprehends you or just a routine checkup, can you use your I-20 as proof of your status? So yes, I-20 is good. Maybe if you have also a visa in your passport, if you came with a student visa, use the visa as well. Just the I-110, I-20 itself is probably not going to be enough because ICE agents, they're not that familiar. So I would have also other stuff. Jackie's saying, I have VAWA approved, but the green card category says IB6. Please help. What does it mean? So it's so when was your VAWA approved? And also, did you file it with an adjustment or not? Right? So, I mean, it depends on the category of your adjustment. So when you file, some people can file VAWA by itself, and some people file it with a green card. Did you file it with the adjustment? Just post in the comment, and I'll see it, and I'll follow up on it. My husband lives in Colombia, and he has a pending I-130. We just had a baby 2 weeks ago. Can he visit Texas, and how? Well, if you have a pending I-130, which means you're applying for green card, even if you had a baby, um, he's overseas right now, so he needs to finish the process. He's not going to be able to get a tourist visa because if he applies for a tourist visa, they're going to consider it to be, immigrant intent. So that it's not going to work, not for that purpose at least. All right, let's take another video call here. Here we go. Jackie?
Hi, sir.
Yes, how are you? Is your video working?
Let me. Live access need no. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's okay. No worries. Where are you from, and what is your question?
So I'm from the Philippines.
Okay.
And now I live here in California.
Okay.
But initially, I filed the I-485 first with my ex-husband.
Okay.
And then after like half a year, I filed VAWA.
Okay.
And then it was just last year that my VAWA and my green card has been approved.
Okay.
But as I was researching, IB6 is for children of VAWA cases.
Dependents, but you're not a dependent though. You're the primary, right?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so maybe there's a mistake on your classification.
Also, this USCIS has made like a mistake also before.
Yeah.
So with my understanding, they shouldn't be sending my VAWA approval on my ex-husband's address, right?
Correct.
And
They shouldn't.
I
They
did
shouldn't.
not send my application from that address because I am separated with him already when I filed the VAWA.
Okay.
So they sent my VAWA approval on my ex-husband's address and then my green card interview on my ex-husband's address.
They shouldn't be doing that. The VAWA should be going to your address, your new address. Did you update your address?
I did update. That's also a thing. I did update my address multiple times, and they didn't. I sent them multiple letters stating about my change of address.
Did you call the 800 number and request to speak to a level 2 supervisor?
No, but before
You should do that. You should call the 800, ask to speak to a level 2, explain to them what's happening, that they're sending this to your ex-husband. It's a very serious thing, and they should be able to fix it right there. You're gonna have to wait a few hours, unfortunately, on the phone, but you need to do that.
Yeah.
Thanks, James.
I already have my green card though.
Oh, you do have it? Okay, great. But still, I think you should update your address anyway, because you just never know what they're gonna send in the future. And I think, do you have a 10 years right now or 2 years?
Yeah, it's a 10 years.
10 years. Perfect.
So that's my concern also because
I would update. I would call them to update the address if I were you.
Which category should I be under with my green card, because it shouldn't be under IB6?
No, it shouldn't be IB6. I mean, I can't tell you top of my head right now, but there's a different category specifically for the primary, who is the beneficiary of a VAWA. But they should know. I mean, you shouldn't be telling them what to do.
Yeah. But
right? Just let them know that the category is incorrect, and you would like to
make multiple errors on my end.
Yeah.
Which that also risk my. I've been stressed a whole lot because of that process.
No, but that's fine. I mean, you have a green card now, but I would still, I would still try to fix it when you can, But at least at least you've been approved already.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
All right.
Jacob.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for being here.
Can I also ask one more thing?
No, I'm trying to limit it to one question because we have so many people who are waiting. But I'll be here every Monday.
All righty.
Thank you so much. Of course. All right. Jennifer says, how can we contact you during the live? Again, so if you're watching this on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, you can use the phone number. It's right here on the screen. I'll put it here for you guys. I know a lot of you want to speak with me about your personal cases. Everybody has a different case, and sometimes it's hard to get the right answers in general. So that's why we have the consultation for you. And if you're watching this on TikTok, the number is in the bio. Copy it and text me right now, or use the link in the bio. You can also leave information there, and it's the same thing. People will, my team will contact you. The text number has been up and down because of the volume of inquiries that we had, but we'll get to you. So keep trying. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm working during the day, then I'm doing the lives afternoon, and then I'm going back to I have 2 more meetings in the evening. So we're working double shifts just to be able to give you the information. So bear with us. We're here for you guys. So yeah, that's the best way to get in touch with me. All right, let's take a few questions on Instagram as well. Should I move my case from F to here it is. Let me see here. Linda is asking how to remove the conditions on my green card. To remove conditions on your green card, you have to file Form I-751 and make sure you do this within the 90 days before your green card expires. Alap has an urgent question. You can send me a DM. Okay. Can you still apply for advanced parole even for death more than 2 years? My grandma passed away a few years ago. I think it's still possible if you explain your case properly. I think it's possible. If you're eligible for advanced parole, I would definitely apply, especially if you have DACA. You should definitely do it. Ruth is asking, Jake, I'm traveling with conditional green card, and I have no record. You should be fine. If you have no record, you're good. You're good to go. My husband lives in Colombia. Oh, here it is. I filed an I-130, and can I file DS-160 to visit my brother? I wouldn't do it because you have an I-130. It's a double intention. Is anyone with DACA? This is a question from Nelly. Anyone with DACA, are they safe right now? I think right now, if you have DACA, you're fairly safe. I don't, it's not, if you don't have any criminal record, you should be fine if you have DACA. Can you help with 221G status? This is from Love for All. Yes, 221G status is when a case is being sent to admin processing. And so there are many things we can do, obviously, for sure. Just like I said, use the phone number in my bio. Send me a text right now if you're watching this. Let's do it. And I think we have, let's see here, Cindy and then Mr. P on YouTube. Cindy, how are you? Where are you from? What's your question?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I'm good. I'm from Texas, and
Okay.
I'm currently as a F1 student work on the OPT STEM.
Okay.
At the same time, I have the approval on the I-140 for the EB3 unskilled. So I wonder if after I have the work permit from that EB3, can I still work at my current company? Can I do like two work at the same time?
Yeah. So basically, once you have the work permit from your EB3, which is going to take a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you have that, you want to know if you can take another job, right? Use
Yeah,
the work
like
permit.
yeah,
You want?
the work permit unskilled, but now I work under like my related to my background, not with the
Yeah.
unskilled one. Yeah.
No, you should be able to. Once you have the work permit from your green card, then you should be able to take a job in that area. Absolutely.
But two areas are different. Like one is, let's say, from the unskilled area, but the other one is from the skilled area. But after I have work permit from unskilled, I still work at the area that have
Not
skill?
with that work permit. That work permit, you should still work in the same area as you got. Now, once you get your green card, then you can do whatever you want. But with the work permit, you should still stay in the area of sponsorship, which is going to be unskilled in you.
Oh, so I cannot do both things at the same time.
I mean, it's risky because imagine if you have an interview, a green card interview, and then the office is going to ask you what kind of jobs did you do, and they're going to determine that it wasn't the job you're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's risky. I mean, I wouldn't do it. You went that far with the green card process that I wouldn't do it.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Of course. Like if you guys get sponsored by an employer, let's say EB2 category, skilled or unskilled, you need to continue working. Even if you have a work permit, you should stay within that area of your sponsorship. You cannot just go and work at Starbucks if you're sponsored as a mechanic. Do you know what I mean? So these are the things where they that's how people get into trouble. Cadiz is asking, I'm 74, green card holder. I also have a DUI. Will that affect me when I come back from the Philippines? So, I mean, it depends. It depends on when the DUI happened. Was it a recent DUI in the last 5 years? If that was the case, you will have problems to come inside. If it was more than 5 years, the officers have more discretion. I mean, it really depends on the recency of the offense. But you know, green card holders are definitely being more targeted more these days, and I think it's an issue. Nanant is asking, "Hi Jacob, I'm okay to travel 2 times this year. I filed already 751, and I received extension 48 months. Can I travel?" Yeah, you should be fine. If you have a green card, a conditional green card, you filed the extension. Now you have the 48 months extension. You can travel with it. It's fine. It's perfectly fine to travel with it. Let's see here. Andrew is asking, is it a good idea to buy medical insurance to provide this evidence on DS-260 from prior to the interview for a visa in London? I mean, it's not necessarily, you don't need it. They're looking at other factors necessarily for the CR1. So I wouldn't worry about necessarily getting insurance. It's not one of the requirements. Let's see here. I've got a lot of good questions here on TikTok. My case is I1. I've been DQ almost 8 months. I should make an interview in Dakar. Any information, please? So, you know, it's not unusual for you guys, even if you're married to a US citizen and your case is overseas, to wait almost a year before the schedule before the interview. You're waiting 8 months. 8 months is a long time, but it's not unreasonable compared to what we've seen right now is happening in the interview space. So 8 months, you know, you're still not there. But I would continue to follow up with the National Visa Center, do everything you're supposed to do, because the people that are not following up are the ones that are going to be left behind, and that's going to be pretty bad. All right, let's take another person here on video on TikTok, and then we'll take Mr. P on YouTube. We have, let's see here. JT. I think JT is, let me see here. No, JT, RJ. RJ has been waiting. RJ?
Hi, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. Let us know where you're from and what is your question.
So, I'm in Chicago right now. I came on J1 visa in December 2024.
Okay.
So my visa expired was on 2024 in December.
Okay.
And my grace period, I applied for B2 tourist visa.
Okay.
Now I got a sponsor for S2BB. So I'm like able to apply or not yet?
So you have a sponsor now, but what is your legal status right now in the US?
Legal status, I already applied for B2 tourist visa, but it's in pending.
It's still pending.
Yes.
You know, the problem is that until you have the results, if you file right now, you don't have actual status. You're pending. You know what I mean? So if you guys here like on a tourist visa or student visa, you know, so you want him to do what? What kind of sponsor? Like a work visa?
Yes, because I'm from the hospitality industry. Because for
Yeah.
H1 the dates are open in the March only, so I was
Yeah.
for this.
No, he can register you. Like he should register you now, and you should try it. But if you get it, you have to go back to your home country and get the visa. Does it make sense? Because yeah, so that's fine. You can register while you're in the US, if that's your question.
Okay, so I can register for the H1, H2B, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You'll be able to do that. Thanks, Andrew. You'll be able to do that, but you won't be able to collect your visa inside the US. But they can register you while you're here. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Okay, let's see here. And as I mentioned before, Charles is asking, can an F2 visa self-petition for an H2B for H1B? Yeah, absolutely. As long as you have a company, you can open a company and you have a degree, you can self-petition. Remember, guys, H1B season is now. It opened March 7. It closes March 24. If you have a degree and a job offer, make sure that you file now. If you don't have a job offer, you can also do self-petition with the H-1B as long as you open your own LLC. You can file for yourself. Your window of opportunity will close on March 24th. Thanks, JT. I appreciate that. So now is the time to do it. We've done a big webinar a few weeks ago. We're doing the lives every week. If you want to apply for an H-1B, now is the time to do it. And as I mentioned, take advantage of being on these lives, because you have priority when you're trying to book consultations with us. So I mentioned that, and I'll repeat that throughout the live, but because many of you are asking this question. But if you want to book a consultation with me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, the number is on your screen. Write it down and send a message right now asking for the consultation. If you're watching this on TikTok, you have even a better way. My phone number is in the link in the bio. You just go to the bio, you click the number. Thanks, Cams, and you'll be able to book the consultation as a priority. Just mention I see you on the live. Send me a text or use the link there and say I'm on the live. I need priority to book a consultation. And right now, the way we work is I double book my appointments because there's so many people who want to talk. They need help. We've got people getting detained. We've got people that want to file for the H-1B visa because we are in the middle of the H-1B season. It's not too late yet to file. So it's the right time to do it now. All right, let's see. Mr. P has been waiting for a while. Let's get Mr. P on YouTube here. Where are you from? And if you have video, put your video on.
Yes. Let me just try.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can see you.
Hi,
So let us know where you're from. Are you in the U.S.?
Hi, Jacob. Yeah, I'm based out of New York.
You're based in New York. Excellent. Where are you from originally?
Yeah, India.
India. Okay, great. Tell us your question.
Just a quick question. I have the 48-month extension on the I-751.
Okay.
I have a 2-week trip planned towards the end of May.
Okay.
For 2 weeks in
Okay.
2 weeks into June.
Okay.
And my question is everything should be. I don't see them when I return back to the U.S. I don't see any issues with them letting me into the country. But in case, just to be on the safer side, if I do get a chance, if they detain me for some reason, what are my options?
That's a good question. So basically, to summarize it, you are a green card holder. You have a two-year green card. You filed for the removal conditions. You have the 48 months extension, right?
Yes.
And now you're traveling, coming back. What are the options? So remember, you're still a green card holder, even with the extension, right? So if you come back and for some reason, let's say they say, oh, we don't believe that your marriage is real, or we think there's a problem with you, we're going to take away your extension, we're going to cancel it. First of all, you have to remain calm and tell the officers, say, I understand your concerns, but I am still a green card holder. I would like to preserve my right. If you're going to cancel my green card, I still need an option to go and see a judge. And so they will be able to give you at that moment a piece of paper. It's a referral for a hearing. And at that point, if they cancel your green card, which I don't think is going to happen, but if they do cancel your green card, you will have the option to see a judge, and the judge will be able to make a decision. Most likely, they'll say, hey, that was ridiculous. The guy's married. He didn't do any violations. Why did they do this to him? So, and he'll reinstate your green card. And again, this happened to a few people where they came to the airport. They had a physical green card. The officers either cut the green card or they decided to cancel their extension. And at that point, the applicants requested the officers to give them the opportunity to get a hearing. They had to do this. So you can go see a supervisor or whatever, but they can't just send you back. They have to let you in. They can cancel your card if they want to, but you'll have the opportunity to see a judge. And at that point, you have a lawyer and all that. So
will they take back my extension letter and the expired card if they do?
They do, yes. Again, you don't have to give it to them.
Right.
They can just put a note on it. But if they insist on it and they detain you, obviously. But that's why I'm telling you, make sure you have copies of your card and your extension safe in your home in case they take it from you. You need that when we apply for the hearing or when you go before the judge.
Okay, and when they let me in, after taking my green card away, will they give me a letter to appear in front of the
Correct.
judge? Like,
Correct. They'll
so,
give you a notice to appear, everything, and so and typically they should even give you a stamp in your passport extending your because you're still a green card holder.
right.
It's not their decision to revoke your green card at the airport. They don't have the power. So
Oh,
if they take away your extension, they should give you a stamp, and you're going to have a date for your hearing on a separate note.
okay. And I'm not going to sign the I-407 if they ask me
No,
to.
no. So the I-407, which he refers to, the I-407 is a form that some officers were intimidating people to sign and essentially abandon their green card right there at the airport. If you sign this form, then you lose your green card. You don't sign the form. You say, I'm not going to sign
Okay.
the form. Give me the referral to the judge, and that's all you need. Because once you sign the form, that's over.
Yeah.
Even the judge is not going to be able to help you.
Okay. And can I call, like if I'm detained, I was thinking of calling your office. Is it possible to do that?
Yeah, you'll be able to call the office, but remember, you won't be able to call from the detention room right there, but you'll be able to call. There's an area once they finish processing you and you refuse to sign it, which you should, then you have the right to call an attorney, and at that point we will send them a G28 and say, listen, we represent this person, and right now he needs to be released. Give him his stamp and things like that.
Oh,
But you
okay.
should
So
be
I
able
can
to
do
do
that,
that.
right? Okay. So I can, what's the office number? Like if I just have to, because if they take away my
Yeah,
phone.
then the number of the office is right here on the screen. You can write it down, but it's also here in the banner.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll probably have to
Get
memorize
from the
it in
banner.
case they probably
Yeah.
take my electronic
Okay.
devices or
All
something.
right.
All right. Thank you so
We'll give it
much.
to you. I appreciate it. That was a good question. So a lot of people are worried. A lot of green card holders are worried coming back to the United States. The most important thing you have to remember as a green card holder, don't sign anything. You're still a green card holder. If they want to take your documents, if they want to take your green card, they can do it, but you're still a green card holder. So you should, but never sign form I-407. If you sign this form, this is a form that essentially they use to revoke your green card, and once you sign that form, you're finished. So never ever sign this form. Let's see here. Mr. Forensic says, I recommend everyone read the Immigration Nationality Act in its entirety. Honestly, even if you read the act, it's very confusing. So yeah. All right, thanks guys. Let's see. We have a few people here on Instagram asking questions. Can we work both companies, one who responds to the EB3 and one from a different field? I mentioned that I answered that before. No, it has to be in the field. Riverly Johnson, can I DM you on Instagram? Yes, you can. Only if you watch this on Instagram, you can send me a DM because we're equipped to receive DMs on Instagram, but nowhere else. If you need to contact me on TikTok, for example, I would use the phone number in my bio, use that number, and that'll be the best way to text me and do it during the live. If you text me during the live, and also make sure you follow me. If you're not following me, either you're on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook and TikTok. If you're watching this on any platform, make sure you follow me so you don't miss any of the lives, because we're here every single Monday at 5 p.m. every single Monday. Kira on Instagram, my sister is a US citizen and she petitioned my I-130, but I'm Pakistani for the last 25 years. How much time left for my turn? Right now it's about 16 years. So you still have time, unfortunately. It's crazy, right? Sisters and brothers, 16 years wait to get a green card. This is crazy. All right, let's see. More questions here on TikTok. Is it safe to travel outside the country using advanced parole with a T visa, no adjustment of status yet? I would be careful, Camps. I would be careful if I were you, especially with your status. I would only travel if it's an emergency. Let's put it this way. Can a spouse apply for citizenship since he arrives to U.S. or when his green card got approved? So if you want to apply for citizenship and you're married to a citizen, thanks, Camps, appreciate it. It can only be the case if you are married and you have a green card for 3 years, then you can apply for citizenship. Otherwise, you can't, right? They're not getting the citizenship when they arrive here. All right, we've got, I think Bob is waiting here on YouTube to join our conversation. If you have video, Bob, please put your video on and ask your questions.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Bob. Is your video working since you're on YouTube?
No, I have an issue with the camera. I'm sorry.
No worries. Let me know where you're
Okay.
from and ask one question.
Okay. I want to tell you thank you for everything. You help everybody. I appreciate what did you do for everybody.
Of course.
And for me too. Okay. I'm a US citizen and I'm from Miami. I apply for my children and the case is sitting there in National Visa Center, the embassy in Cairo.
Okay.
And my daughter, she will turn 18 in September. And I don't know she will be under this act or no.
Which act?
Because she's my daughter. I'm US citizen. She's supposed to be coming here and she become a US citizen. And the National Visa Center sent me email, tell me if she didn't coming before 18 here, she will not be under this act.
Correct. Because she, they're saying that she aged out in a way, right?
Yeah, she will be
age out.
Yeah, she will be 18 in September, this September.
Okay.
So my question, did you think, because I follow your video and I see you say you have an inquiry Congress or something like that. So did you think I have to contact with the congressperson or I do this inquiry or?
I would do it. If you're worried about the age for them aging out for your kids, I would definitely contact them to try to expedite it so she can get it before 18.
Yes, so I know I need her to come in here before 18. So this is case is kind of you like sue them for red bandinos or something like that.
Well, you're not going to sue them yet. Why don't you try to contact them to see if they will expedite it first, right? And use the age out as the reason for the expedite. And if they don't do it, then you can focus on and see if you can sue them or anything. But did you try to request an expedite?
Yeah, I tried to contact with the national visa and tell me we're waiting for the embassy. We don't have anything to do.
No, I know. The National Visa Center, they're not going to do anything. But maybe you can use a congressman to try to put pressure on them. They need to see like an external source who's going to put pressure on them.
Okay, so I contact with the congressperson and tell him I need to
start first there. Listen, this is the situation with your child. They need to put pressure on the NVC. Sometimes it works. You'll be surprised.
So he have to contact National Visa or the embassy?
They will. They know what to do. But you need to contact
okay.
the congressman to be able to initiate them.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate your business.
Of course. Thank you, sir. You know, especially if you have an age out case, you gotta act on it, guys, because if you're not gonna act on it, they are not gonna do anything about it. Let's see here. I applied for a green card through I-140 and I have a pending asylum. If my green card is denied, will I get removed? Well, remember, you have two things going on for you. You've got, this is a question from TikTok. You've got your asylum and you've got the I-140. So even if the case is denied, you still have the asylum. So I wouldn't worry about it. Laila is asking, what is the best way to apply for self-petition? Well, self-petition I mentioned before is, you know, if you have a degree, 5 years experience, or a master degree, and you're doing something unique in your space, something that you're, you know, unique in your area, like let's say you invented something or you led a company to a success, you can apply for a self-petition without an employer, without a job offer, under the EB-2 national interest waiver. These are very popular programs. Trump hasn't changed anything in that respect. He hasn't done anything there. to touch it, so it shouldn't be an issue. All right, guys. So we're almost at the hour mark on our YouTube stream today. Usually I stay longer, but I have a few things going on that I need to jump on. So any of you here, Stan, Alex, Amina, Judah, Apartment, you won't be able to come on the video today, but I'll be back here, like I said, next Monday. I'll be here next Monday. So I'll stay a little bit longer on TikTok because I started a little bit later. And we'll talk a little bit to you guys on TikTok for a little bit longer. But my friends on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, I will sign off for tonight. If you need support with your immigration cases, the phone number on the screen is designed for you. Use it now during the live and after the live to book your appointments. And I look forward to chatting with you offline. A lot of people need help, and we've been helping a lot of people with expedites, with 601 waivers, with self-petitions, with E2 visas. We do it all. Will applying for unemployment affect the NIW at the end? You know what? Under this administration, I wouldn't do it because public charge will come back, and I wouldn't do it. All right. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, my friends on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And as I mentioned before, even if you're a green card holder, if they put an executive order like they did with the riots in the schools, you can be at risk as well. So make sure you understand your situation and always protect your status by all means. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week, or there may be another live, spontaneous live that I'll do during the week. But Mondays, I'm always here 5 p.m. See you soon, guys. Thanks a lot.